Today I'm in downtown Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and I'm going to take you on a tour of the Bank of Canada Museum. This museum is free to visit. Let's go check it out. All right, I am now in the museum. I was handed this bracelet, and I was told that this museum is very interactive and that you can scan it at different stations as we go through. So it says here, your journey starts here. So here we go. Here's our first opportunity to scan the bracelet. So, let's see what happens. Okay, English. We are all part of a vast and interconnected system. Create your avatar and start. Okay. Design your avatar. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's make mine pink. Next step. We'll give it my name. Okay, next step. All right, let's go. Ah, cute. Oh, where is he going? All right, that's me. Let's explore. So at the heart of the system, we all work together to create the economy. Behind the scenes, the Bank of Canada acts to keep it safe and stable. In these galleries, the economy of Canada will materialize before your eyes. You will learn about its immensity and intricacy, understand your place in the system, and grasp the multifaceted role played by the Bank of Canada. All right. All right, so it says entrance. Whoa. Okay, so there's a bunch of arrows on the ground. So I'm just gonna follow them. Oh, okay. So, we are the economy. Our decisions drive the economy. We all have choices to make in life, where to live, what to buy, and where to work. Together, these individual decisions propel the economy of Canada, a constantly evolving system that fits into the wider global economy. Our economy is complex and sophisticated with a wide range of industries. Everyone is involved. Every time we go to work, buy a product, or make an investment decision, we contribute to its functioning. Okay. So what do we got here? So here's another opportunity for me to scan my bracelet. Oh, okay. Stock certificates. When you invest in a company, you used to receive an elegant and official certificate, whether for 100 shares or just one. Okay, I think I'm supposed to click here. Okay, so it shows just a bunch of different stock certificates. And then here, we can look at them in real life. Well, I'm just gonna show you what some of them looked like. Wow, oh, look at this one. Nortel Networks, I think we've all heard of them. Oh, this one, Royal Bank of Canada. Marvel Enterprises. Air Canada. Eaton's. Okay, so yeah, there's all kinds of different ones that you can explore here. Oh wow, what is this? Engines of the economy. Production and consumption are the essence of any economy. Our need for goods and services in what keeps it running. Throughout history, individuals and industries have left traces of their economic activity. Piggy banks, checks, bank statements, share certificates, and other financial documents. These objects tell the stories of Canada's many productive industries and economic sectors and represent our way of buying and saving. Right, so we've got another display here. Let's see. So here's another interactive station. So I will scan my bracelet. So the paper trails of spending. The paper generated by our saving and spending charts our financial lives, but it is fast disappearing. Okay. The paper trails of spending. Okay. Right, so let's check this out here. Wow. Quite the collection they have here. I assume this is a piggy bank. Here's another piggy bank. Oh, and one last piggy bank for my Cadillac. How cute is that? All right, let's see what else is in here. Wow, look how cool this museum is. Let's see what else we can. How did Canada fit into the global economy? Countries around the world are more interconnected than ever before. In Canada, many of our products are sold internationally, and many of the things we buy arrive from other countries. Beyond our borders, a global interchange of people, ideas, and products move from place to place and influence each other in many ways. Looking at Canada through a global lens helps us understand our countless connections to the world economy. All right, so here's some more interactive displays. So I believe I put my bracelet here. Oh, wow. How does Canada fit into the global economy? Okay, let's click on this one. Whoa. Trading across borders, many products sold in Canada are imported from around the world, but we are also exporters. So 30% other manufactured products. Oh, let's click on read more. We sell a wide variety of raw materials, products, and services to other countries. Global trade increases Canada's economic growth and creates jobs. Some of our exports are also part of global value chains where what we make or do are stages in an international manufacturing process. All right, so here's another screen. It's interactive. So again, I will scan my bracelet. How does Canada fit into the global economy? Let's click on this one. So comparing economies, gross domestic product, GDP, measures the value of all the goods and services produced in a country each year. Okay, gross domestic product, and then it shows all the different countries and their gross domestic product. So here's Canada, 2 trillion. Comparing China to Canada. Let's see what else it's got here. Okay, comparing Canada to the US, to India, to Japan. Germany to Indonesia, Brazil, UK, France, Italy. Oh, we're back to China. Okay, let's see what else we can look at over here.
50% of it now.
How do our expectations affect the economy? Consciously or not, how we see the future drives our choices. Everything from the cars we buy to the vacations we take is affected by our beliefs about how the economy will change. The more optimistic we feel, the more we spend. So, where do our impressions come from? Most of us rely on public information, past experience, and the opinions of family and friends to decide how to spend money. The bank monitors our expectations and other data to forecast whether the economy will pick up or slow down. Armed with this insight, it can better adjust its policies. Okay, so here's another interactive display. Let's see here. There we go. Oh, it even knows my name. Look at that. Am I supposed to spin it? There we go. Look at all the funny hats it gave me. Well, that is not true at all, but let's just go with it. Imagine you and your spouse are currently renting a small apartment. You both have stable jobs and you are preparing for a baby to come. Okay, start quiz. Should you buy a home, your apartment is going to feel cramped with a baby. I would say yes. When people expect house prices to keep rising, they may be more likely to buy a house or condo now. Next. You need a new car, but also a playpen and stroller. Time to start shopping. I think I will buy everything gradually. When people are cautious about the future, they may hesitate before making purchases. It is time to splurge on hockey tickets. The Flames are playing the Oilers next month. I think I'm not I am Canadian, but I'm not a huge hockey fan, so I will click this. No, we'll watch it on TV. When people are pessimistic about their financial prospects, they may avoid non-essential purchases. You see a chance to start a new business. Should you do it? I think I will play it safe. When people are cautious about the future, they may be less likely to take big risks. I would say that that's me. Okay. Ooh, expectometer. I am neutral. You tend to be neutral about the economy. What if most Canadians felt this way? In fact, what we expect is often what we get. For example, when people are confident and expect the economy to grow, their actions can help make that happen. The bank monitors the expectations of Canadians to help forecast how the economy will perform. All right, well, that was actually a lot of fun. My goodness. Check out this display. Let's see here. So where do prices come from? We use prices to measure value, but why can it move up and down? As usual, the answer lies with us. Our choices as consumers and producers determine the price of goods and services. This principle is the law of supply and demand. Supply defines how much of something is available. Demand defines how badly we want it. When we want or need more of a product than is available, the price tends to rise. When sellers want to sell more of a product or service, the price tends to fall. If overall supply and demand is in balance, then prices are stable. Okay, so on the left is supply, In the middle is price, and on the right is demand. Okay, so this is interactive. So it says, can you keep the balance between the supply and demand for 10 seconds? Spin the wheels. Let's see, how does this work? Oh, here we go. Oh, look. Wow. Okay, and then that happened. Okay, and then on this side is demand. So, oh, and then you can see that went to there. Well, that was fun. Okay, so next or in the center here is this cool display. Let's see what this is all about. What's your place in the economy? Whether we are studying, job hunting, working, raising children at home, or retired, every one of us contributes to the map of Canada's economy. How? Whatever our lifestyle, we all make choices about how to spend and save. Our work creates products and services that contribute to many different industries. Canada's economy is as diverse as its people and geography. Where do you fit in? Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, so I will once again, there's my bracelet. Oh, I love how it remembers my name. Okay, whoops. Where do I live? I live in Ontario. Next. So Canada's population is spread widely across 10 provinces and 3 territories. It's quite common for people to move from region to region for new opportunities such as education or jobs. Canada's population is growing thanks to a stable birth rate and immigration. This will help support our economy in the future. The movement of people and population growth both help support Canada's economy. So here you go. You can see the percentage of the population. So as you can see, the majority of people live in Ontario, like I do. Okay, to work. Let's see here. We all participate in the economy in our own way, but only some of us are in the labor force. This category includes workers and Canadians who are actively looking for work. People outside the labor force include children, students, and retirees. So here you go. So 50% are in working. So what field do I work in? I have done many over the years. Let's go here. Yeah, we'll put that for being a YouTuber. So employment in Canadian industries, Canada's provinces and territories develop differently depending on their major industries. The main sector in each region can change as the population grows, technology evolves, and available resources shift. Canadians used to work mostly in producing goods in mining, agriculture, or manufacturing. Today, most of us work in service industries such as health, education, and trade. And so here you go, a closer look at the various industries people work in. Oh, how do I spend my money? Oh, okay, well, I'd say that housing is probably the most. Food, well, I have no idea. 10%? I probably should know this better. Household maintenance, I don't think I spend that much. Clothing, I don't spend that much. Oh, gas and transportation. Oh, I don't think I really spend much on that. Let's just do one. Education, I'm not spending anything on that anymore. Recreation and reading, let's do that. Everything else, let's do that. Yeah, I'd say the majority of my spending is housing and food. How Canadians spend and save. How we choose to spend our money is a powerful economic driver. In fact, more than half the economy is composed of spending by households. Even small changes in our spending habits affect how everything runs. Employment, interest rates, and consumer confidence all have a hand in changing our spending habits as well as how we budget for savings. Okay, well, here's my profile. I'm a paid worker. I live in Ontario. Your arts, communication, and recreation sector makes up 4% of Canada's economy. That's $91.9 billion. Oh, what does this do? Send your avatar into the economy. All right, that was fun. Let's keep going and see what else is in this museum. All right, so what have we here? So, the Bank of Canada at work. Canada's central bank helps support our economic well being. Canada's economy is in constant flux. Everything from a tsunami in Japan to a global oil crisis can affect our buying power. Like other central banks around the world, the Bank of Canada acts behind the scenes to promote our country's economic interests. Experts at the bank work to maintain the value of money, monitor the financial system, manage the production of banknotes, and act as the banker for the federal government. Okay, so there's all kinds of things to explore here, but let's start here. So I need to scan my bracelet again. Roman coins of decreasing value. If a Roman emperor reduced precious metal in a coin but kept it at the same face value, he made a profit but created inflation. Okay. Spanish coins of readjusted value. When governments lack currency, they sometimes raise the face value of their coins, but this just caused inflation. The Spanish price revolution. When a coin's value is based on its weight in precious metal, its buying power changes with the market value of the metal. Spanish silver coins adopted by other nations. Countries from all over the world use Spanish silver dollars as their own currency, often giving them new values to avoid local inflation. Oh, there's just more and more and more. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the displays over here. Oh, wow. So here is money from all different countries. A lot of these I've never seen before. Fascinating. Makes me want to travel more. And here's a bunch of coins. Oh, what is this? Wow. Oh, it's a giant scale. And then here are the weights. Okay, so the value of our money is always changing with economic growth. Prices rise and the purchasing power of currency decreases. This is called inflation. When the economy shrinks, prices can decrease. This is deflation. Governments and banks have always worked to maintain the value of the nation's money. these coins and bills from around the world were subject to wild fluctuations in value because of wars and financial crises. They come from a range of historical time periods and show the timeless struggle to control inflation. Hey, what do we got here? Oh, wow. Okay. Employment Relief Commission, Province of Alberta. Wow. Family Relief Board. Okay. Here, uh, record of an ancient Sumerian transaction. Okay. Now, let's see. Oh, doesn't seem to be registering my. Oh well. Wow, all kinds of stuff to look at over here. So here's another display. This one works. Let's see here. 2090 BCE, 1700, money, financial institutions, and markets emerge. Before the banks, banking services have been around for as long as money itself, but until 300 years ago, there were no banks. Wow. Okay. Okay, look at this. So commercial jettons. There were mechanical ways of calculating, or at least ways of keeping track of your math. Long before there were calculators, early paper money. Early paper money was mostly a convenience. It was far easier to move a document representing coins than the coins themselves. Whoa, I went too far. Let's see here. 1500 to 1865, colonial economies developed in Canada. The fur trade in Canada was a business venture that created new and disruptive relationships between Indigenous people and settlers. Colonial economies, early Canadian colonies, were constantly short of coins, so authorities developed clever solutions, not all with permission from the king. Foreign coins. Before Canada began minting its own currency, settlers used whatever coins came to hand, no matter where they came from. Wow. So 1800 to 1865, the first Canadian banks were established. Before the Bank of Canada was established, commercial banks produced most of the Canada's banknotes. Scrib issued by merchants. Scrib is paper money issued mostly by private businesses, normally used only in specific places. It's sometimes circulated as official currency. Privately issued tokens. Coins were in short supply in early Canada, so businesses offered tokens of their own design as small change. These tokens sometimes circulated as official money. Provincial government coins. The early Canadian provinces based their currency on the number 10. This eased trade with the United States, which also used a decimal system. Official tokens. For decades, Great Britain wouldn't let its Canadian provinces issue coins. The provinces instead produced unofficial tokens that did the same job. Provincial government notes, Treasury Board bills aren't money, but rather certificates for loans to the government, similar to bonds. In pre-Confederation Canada, people used Treasury bills as cash. 1865 to 1925, Confederation redefines the economic jurisdiction, the American silver nuisance. A new nation wants its own currency, but the Dominion of Canada also needed to get rid of the foreign coins floating around in its economy. Dominion of Canada issues. After 1867, the Dominion government handled financial matters of national interest, but the provinces still kept much of their financial independence. 1925 to 1940, the Bank of Canada is born out of the Great Depression. Cash alternatives from the Great Depression. In the 1930s, so little cash circulated in Canada that social assistance was paid with coupons that could be exchanged for life's basic needs. Banknotes from failed banks. Even before the Great Depression, Canada's banking system was a bit shaky. A new central bank would help deal with that. The Bank of Canada begins. A banking system still evolving, a devastating depression, looking for solutions. Canada opens a central bank. 1935 to 1950, Canada institutes a war economy supported by the Bank of Canada. So just like the rest of the nation, the Bank of Canada went to war in 1939, but its mission was financial support. War rationing. During the Second World War, the Bank of Canada helped set up the rationing program. It limited how much of a specific product Canadians could buy. 1950 to 1965, the Bank of Canada adapts to the post-war economic boom. Innovation at the bank. After the Second World War, production of consumer goods returned to the Canadian economy. Tanks and guns gave way to cars and refrigerators. 1950 to 1970, Canada wrestles with its choice of exchange rate systems. After the Second World War, the value of Canada's dollar moved in step with the US dollar, but it made more sense to let it rise and fall freely on its own. 1970 to 1990, Canada struggles with inflation and hardship. In the late 1970s, the Bank of Canada faced a difficult new form of inflation, a challenge that demanded a whole new way of thinking. 1990 to 2000, the Bank of Canada breaks new ground with a strategy to combat inflation. So the Bank of Canada researchers established that a low, stable inflation rate would promote long-term economic growth. The bank began to target inflation. 2000 to 2009, the bank embraces globalization in collaboration with international partners. In the global economy, many governments, financial organizations, and central banks work with each other. The Bank of Canada is one of them. And now, 2009 to today, the bank continues to improve its tools. With constant research and innovation, the Bank of Canada is adjusting to a fast-changing world. The economy has long been global, now it's gone digital. Wow, I found that super fascinating. I learned a ton about the history of Canada's economy. So let's explore some of these other displays. Let's see. So money, financial institutions, and markets emerge. The specialization of labor and the growth of trade lead to the need for monetary systems and financial services worldwide. Just show you some of the things they've got on display here. So a commercial scale and coin weights. Early paper money. Oh, so I think, so right there, early paper money. How fascinating is that? And then these are commercial weights. All kinds of different ones. What else have we got here? Those are commercial jettons. And then these are trade goods and tokens. Bank notes issued by commercial banks. Oh, at the top there, scrip issued by merchants. That's the top row. Okay, it's down here. Doesn't say, but right here it says, the American Silver Nuisance. Dominion of Canada issues. Graham Towers, first governor. This is stock certificate from the Bank of Canada. The bottom one is the first note issue of the Bank of Canada, and the top one is last chartered bank note issue. Let's see, up here. Oh, cash alternatives from the Great Depression. Wow, fascinating. So here's a picture, Great Depression. Wow. Okay. So, let's give you a quick sweeping look. There's all kinds of other things for me to show you here. Posters promoting victory bonds. Bank of Canada staff doing a quality check on banknotes. The top there, a National War Finance Committee medal. Token and coupon. Canadian Tire money. It's funny that that's made it into here. Governor Queen clashes with the government. So here you've got a conversion bond. Canada Savings Bond and ad. Should just point out, so this section, the Bank of Canada adapts to the post-war economic boom, 1950 to 1965. And then this section, Canada in 1950 to 1970, Canada wrestles with its choice of exchange rate system. President Nixon ends the ability to convert US dollars to gold. So satirical banknotes. How long is he going to float? Funny. All right, so this next section, 1970-1990, Canada struggles with inflation and economic hardships. Wow, sorry, no gas. This is from the 1973 oil crisis. Stock certificate from a failed bank. Here are some political cartoons. Pamphlet promoting high interest savings bonds. All right, so this next section, the Bank of Canada breaks new ground with a strategy to combat inflation. This is 1990 to 2000. These are all more political cartoons. So this section is 2000 to 2009. The bank embraces globalization in collaboration with international partners. So here's some more political cartoons. Huh. Mark Carney, 8th governor. David Dodge, 7th governor. Government of Canada Treasury bill. And then right here it says damaged notes recovered from the world. Oh wow, damaged notes recovered from the World Trade Center. And here is a picture from the attacks on 9/11. Stephen Poloz, 9th governor. Sorry, so this section, last section is 2009 to today. The bank continues to evolve and improve its tools. Oh, wow. So we got COVID. Pandemic plunges the world into a social and economic crisis. A banknote unveiled in space by Chris Hadfield. And then new payment methods. Okay. Let's see what else we've got in here. Kind of curious to check out this one right here. It's making all kinds of interesting noises. Let's see. So the bank monitors the financial system. Help them maintain the flow of money between institutions. So that's why it sounds like water. And then here it is. Okay, let's see here. Let me give it a whirl. Number 1, identify the institution in need. Oh, I see. So each one, do you see how they all have numbers on them? And then you've got the numbers are here. Let's try doing. Okay. Let's see. Let's do number 5. Okay. And then here it says, pump to see if the flow of money is restored. Oh, I see some change there. I don't think I was successful. Huh. Well, it's a fun interactive display. All right, so section 4, making sense of money. So around the world, money has common traits. Money takes many forms, some quite unlike what we're used to. In spite of its variations, the purpose of money remains the same. It functions as a means of exchange for goods and services and as a unit of account for measuring value. Money can also be saved and used for future transactions. Anything can serve as money as long as it is relatively rare and widely accepted within a community. Stepping back, we see the fundamental role that money plays in society. Right. So here it says Oceania. I'll just show you different types of money. And then this section is Asia. Okay. Wow. these coins. Wow, this one's really pretty. Wow. Okay, and then this section says Africa. Oh, I like that one. Ooh, I like this blue one. Wow, some of them have huge coins. Okay. So here it says, money of the world, like a country's flag, money is an emblem that expresses the identity of a nation. An impressive diversity of money exists around the world, each with its own imagery and style. Here we get the glimpse of how the designs of money has changed over the past 2,000 years. These coins and bills are infused with the political and social history of the societies that made them. Okay, so there's more over here. So this section is Europe. Wow, look at this giant one at the top. This yellow one is neat. Look at this one. It's diamond shaped. This one too is diamond shaped. I said this section is called Europe, and then now we're into the Americas. Cinco, Brazil. Oh, this one's really pretty. Oh, I actually like this one, Royal Bank of Canada. Yeah. So as I said, this section is the Americas. Okay. So next we've got this huge display. Let's see. Let's try. Okay. Oh, okay. So let's try. I'll click. Whoa. Okay. What do we got here? So copper shields are an important symbol of wealth among the First Nations of North America. Northwest coast, copper circulates through the potlatch, the legal system that structures social, economic, and political life. When copper is displayed publicly at a potlatch, its value grows, so it serves as a secure investment for its owner. Coppers can be gifted, used as payment, or broken apart and distributed to honor guests. Each action contributes to the history and value of the copper. So here it says, Northwest Coast copper shield. So just go closer. Let's have a look at what's in here. So here's all kinds of, so the section is Europe. So there's a bunch of necklaces. I do wish that in some of these displays they had more signage within them. Wow, what is this? This thing is fascinating. Let's see. Necklace. Wow. So this section is Asia. Wow, I like this. That's beautiful. Okay, so this section is Oceania. Objects of value. How people understand and use money depends on how they understand the world. Throughout history, people around the globe have used a wide variety of objects for their economic activities. Many of these objects function like coins and banknotes. Some represent loans or symbolize wealth, while others are used in cultural ceremonies or to mark important events. Wow. Fascinating. And then this section is Americas. Wow. Fascinating. Okay. Let's see what else we can find. Let's see what this display does. I will again the invention of coinage. Am I supposed to move these? Oh, here we go. The evolution of coinage. The emergence of paper money. The rise of payment cards. Okay. Okay, so they're a little hard to access here, but so here we go. The rise of payment cards. Okay. This says press button. Oh, here we go. The emergence of paper money. The evolution of coinage. Holy smokes. Look at this huge one. It's amazing the different sizes. So the value of money used to be measured by the volume and quality of its material. As societies developed more efficient means of exchange, that value has become entirely symbolic and is based on the trust people share in its worth. Along the way, innovative features were created and production methods evolved from commodity money and coins to banknotes and payment cards. Our currencies continue to develop as we invent new ways of exchanging goods and services. Okay, let's go check out this other section over here. I like this blue wall. I'm just following the arrows that are on the floor. Okay, so section 5, the money in your wallet. Our banknotes are created by the Bank of Canada. Cash is a popular form of payment and an iconic cultural object. That's why a lot of time and effort goes into creating our banknotes. The Bank of Canada is responsible for the process every step of the way, from concept to design, distribution, and recycling. There are many things to consider, such as how to prevent counterfeiting and ensure bills are strong enough to constantly pass from hand to hand. This process ensures that our money is readily accepted. Okay, let's see. This is the English. Oh, let's try this one. Okay, so again, I will scan my, let's see. Oh, doesn't seem to work. There we go. Smile. Start by taking a selfie. Oh gosh. Okay. Smile, create a selfie, and then create a design by customizing components. Send your artwork by email. Oh, okay. Well, that's fun. So, what goes into creating a banknote? Our banknotes are works of art that blend meaningful images with robust security features. Landscapes, native birds, and iconic figures in history have all been portrayed on past series. While the themes may change, they all symbolize the Canadian spirit. Choosing the concept and developing the design is a long and challenging process carried out by top specialists. The bank engages Canadians by regularly asking for their ideas. What would you put on your banknote? That is an excellent question. I am not sure what I would put on my banknote. Probably a dog, because I love dogs. Every security feature plays a part in making our money safe. Rebuild the banknote by sliding the panels together. Let's see here. Transparent windows. Finely printed details, raised ink, changing metallic colors. Okay, so I think you are supposed to do this. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. So number 3, raised ink. I think we're supposed to line them up. It's my guess. Okay, and then does this one move? The one doesn't move. So I'll just do this. And the finely printed details. Okay, neat. I love how interactive this museum is. It's a great way to learn. A look at Canadian coins. I'll just show them to you. So most of them we've all seen, but there are a few that I have not ever seen before. A look at coins and counterfeits. While the Bank of Canada is busy producing our banknotes, the Royal Canadian Mint makes and distributes Canada's coins. The design of Canadian coinage has changed over time, as shown in the array of different materials and motifs. In this display, you can also see early examples of counterfeit banknotes and coins, some of them older than the Bank of Canada. These counterfeits illustrate long-standing attempts to defraud the public, a crime that the bank continues to fight. A look at counterfeiting and fraud. Interesting. The National Counterfeit Detector. Okay, and then this section's called banknote production. We got Queen Elizabeth II. Okay, so I guess so these are the plates. Oh, neat. So these are the plates they use to make the bills. Fascinating. Let's see here. So the art of money, the money we carry is more than a medium of exchange. It also reflects who we are. Our money has been carefully designed to represent the values, aspirations, and accomplishments of Canadians. Here you can see the various designs of our bank notes since the first series was issued, while the tools and the process of production have visibly changed along the way. Creating banknotes is still a challenge that involves the work of researchers, designers, artists, and printers. Okay, so this section's called Bank of Canada Series. Wow, I have not seen a lot of these. Okay, so this is the first series of 1935. Wow. Who knew that we used to have orange banknotes? And then this next one section, so this is the bilingual series, 1937. And then this is Canadian Landscapes, issued in 1954. I love all the different colors. Okay, we're finally getting into ones that I've actually seen. So Scenes of Canada, 1969 to 1979. Okay. And then this is Birds of Canada, 1986 to 1991. And then this section series is called Canadian Journey, issued 2001 to 2006. And this next series is called Frontiers, 2011 to 2013. This series is called, it's Commemorative Banknotes. And then this last one here, Viola Desmond $10 note, issued 2018. All right. Let's now go in here. Kind of curious as to what's here. Oh, next show is in French in 3 minutes. Just show you what's in here.
And we are shaped by it.
So this is the English version. So you can come in here and there's a bunch of seats.
Here's where the Bank of Canada comes in. By surveying the horizon and measuring currents, the bank helps us understand how the economy is performing, making sure everything is smooth sailing.
Bring her into port, crew.
This means as few bad surprises as possible, and being ready when they occur. The bank cools down the economy when it's overheating, and warms it up when it's struggling to grow. It develops reliable and secure banknotes. It monitors the financial system and works as the banker for the government of Canada. Bank of Canada helps maintain confidence in money. Because money isn't just bills and coins. It's something that helps you turn your goals and aspirations into reality.
Can you tell if your money is real? It's important to know how to distinguish between real and counterfeit money. Anyone who unknowingly accepts a fake banknote assumes the financial loss. In other words, it pays to be informed. The Bank of Canada designs its banknotes with unique security features that are both easy to verify and hard to imitate. These features include the use of holographic foils on transparent windows, a world first. When you know what to look for, checking your banknotes' authenticity is child's play. Okay. So it says, look through the windows. So here is number 1, look through the windows. It's easy to spot the windows on a polymer note, but the hidden numbers in the frosted maple leaf are harder to see. Oh, I actually never noticed that before. Do you see the numbers? Okay, now says, so number 2, feel the texture. Run your fingers over the surface to feel the raised ink. This subtle change in texture is another way of knowing your money is real. Okay, here's section 2. And yeah, you can feel texture. Hey, so good to know. Okay, now number 3, examine the details. Look closely to see the tiny numbers. The fine print and detailed artwork are difficult for a counterfeiter to reproduce. Okay, so section 3 is right here. So again, look closely to see the tiny numbers. Oh yeah, do you see them? Hopefully the camera's picking them up. Right here. Okay, and then number 4, take a different perspective. The portrait and building in the large window are made of shiny metallic foil. Look at them from different angles and you'll see the fine details and changing colors. Okay. Interesting. So it doesn't show a number 4, but I assume it means this. So there's numbers here and here. Okay, yep. And then if you, do you see that there's, oh, and there's here as well. Hopefully you can see with the camera. Neat. All right. You have to start paying closer attention to the bills. I just learned how to tell if they're counterfeit. I did not know. All right, so there's some interesting information here. Counting cash. Will that be cash, credit, or debit? Your buying habits change as payment technologies evolve. You may spend more online or just use a particular bill more often. So, every year the bank estimates how many banknotes it needs to print and in what denominations. You're using credit and debit more than ever, yet cash still remains popular. I have to say, I mostly use debit and credit. Let's see here. So a total of 108.5 billion was in circulation in Canada in 2021. The estimated average lifespan of a $20 polymer note is 16 years. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. Polymer notes last about 4 times longer than paper notes. That's interesting. And then the percentage of different denominations circulating in 2021. Okay. So 40% are $20 bills, 25% are $100 bills, 60% are $50 bills, 7% are $10 bills, and 12% are $5 bills. It's actually quite interesting. I didn't know that there was such a high percentage of them are the larger bills. You would think they'd be the smaller ones. Right, and check this out. How funky is this? Wow, this is super mesmerizing. Okay, so I think we're at the end. It says here, time to say goodbye, scan your bracelet. There we go. So time to return your bracelet. Right, so we are at the end of the tour of the Bank of Canada Museum. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. I learned a lot of new things. And I love how interactive this museum is. I definitely recommend it for, it's great for all ages. Kids will love it and adults will too. So I thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoy videos about things to do in Canada. Until next time, happy travels.